Jeez, you really aren't the brightest person ever, are you, Jess? I'm going to have you out of my house today, whether you like it or not.
It's been you who hasn't bothered to listen to me at all or care about the house in general. So why exactly do I have to be the one to leave? If you're tired of me, then how about you get out of the house? We've been married for only a mere 2 years, yet I'm already fed up with you.
Huh? You might think that this marriage has gone on for 2 years, but that isn't what I think at all. Every time I've come home to the house, you never say anything to me. Not even a simple welcome home or hello. We haven't even been able to hold a conversation for months now. So what makes you think this has been marriage? I suppose that's what a deeply toxic woman like yourself would think of all this. But you're mistaken.
You really have a lot to say about us for a man who never even cared. Honestly, for this being my first ever marriage, I never thought it would turn out to be one huge scam. Can you at least be a bit more kind to me for giving you my hand? At this point, the only time you and I ever talk to one another is over text. Or is it just too hard for you to speak to me face to face now?
Who would want to listen to your voice anymore? The fact that you have been bothering me so much because you want to talk is disgusting.
If you think this has been me bothering you, then wait until you actually see me try.
Oh, stop lying! I know this whole time you've been afraid of the fact that I'm not listening to you, and that sent you into a frenzy. Ha! Well, thank goodness I'm not an animal like you. I'm willing to satisfy your craving for talks this one time, so you better be thankful. Normally, an awful woman like you would have been blocked by me ages ago.
If you want to block me, then go ahead and do it. That wouldn't bother me one bit.
Huh? Right now, you are really ruining the joy I'm trying to have here.
Nice that you'd say that, considering you've been ruining my life for the past year now, Bart.
Shut the hell up! You're the one at the bottom here, so don't you freaking dare talk to me like that! I can live my life just fine without you and your attitude. Now hurry up and get out of the house. If you keep on fighting back like that, then I'm going to have to up the ante with you.
You would? And what exactly do you think you can do to me that would get me to leave? Hey, what the hell do you think you're doing? I am tired of these games that you're always trying to play with me.
I'm not playing any games with you this time. You're the one who came back here and started to raise your voice to me like that. That right there shows me you're a really rotten woman. Haha.
Huh? You just thought I'd let you get away with locking all the doors to the house like that without getting upset? And not only did you lock all the doors, but you changed the passkey on them as well while I've been at work. Who the hell do you think you are?
Shut your mouth! This isn't the place for you to be coming back to. You said you wanted to see what I could do to get rid of you, and so I did just that by showing you what I'm capable of doing. You should be thankful for my participation.
What you're capable of?
That's right. And you better appreciate me for that. You should be putting a little more thought into this. You've been the one ignoring my daughter and me for these past 2 years, yet you still think you can come and live in my house? I had to change all the passkeys to the house in order to show you that you are not welcome back here.
Prepare yourself, asshole.
How scary! The only asshole here is you rotten whore! By the way, it cost me some money to have those passkeys changed through the security software, so you're going to have to pay me back for that.
Anna, please. While your dad is not home, would you please unlock the door for me? If you don't, I'll have no way of getting inside the house. Huh? Who are you thinking would want to do that for you? This place is not yours to stay in, you old hag. What was that, Anna? Don't you dare call me that again, or else I'll be putting soap in that mouth of yours. I can understand your dad telling you all sorts of things about me ignoring the two of you, but you can't just accept every word he says. What have I ever done to you? Shut up! You've been irritating me for so long now. Don't act like you're my mother when all you are to me is a complete stranger. Get the hell out of here. Just having you out in our yard is causing both Dad and I to lose years off our life. Good point. I guess you and I aren't related by blood or anything. But that's the exact reason why I've been trying my best not to give you a life that you'd learn to hate. What did I do to you, Anna, that set you off like this? Please, tell me what I've done wrong. I want to speak with you about all of this in person, if that's okay. Shut the hell up! If you want a reason for why all of this is happening, how about you look inside that empty head of yours? You should know better than anyone else just how much of a toxic woman you really are. Don't ever talk to me again. I don't even want to see another text from you.
Hey, you rotten whore! You broke into the house through the window? Now you've gone and done it by trespassing into my house?
You can't call it trespassing when I'm coming into my own house, idiot. Nobody in my house was willing to let me inside, so I had to make my own way in so that I could grab all of my things. And if you're wondering why I call it my house, that's because you gave it to me, forcing me to take care of it all. So I don't want to hear you complaining about a window that I was paying for. Maybe, had you gone and opened the door like I'd asked, I could have come inside and grabbed my things without having to break something.
You freaking bitch! How can you go from complaining about one thing to having 10 reasons for that complaint? I already told you! I was doing everything I could to make sure you'd stay out. You were the one who pushed me this far, so you only have yourself to blame. Ha!
Is that right? Then let me ask you this. Now that you've taken things this far, you're totally okay with the two of us getting a divorce now, right?
You already know the answer to that. Thank God you're finally mentioning divorce yourself, though. The only one who's going to suffer after this divorce is you. I'll make sure to get every penny out of you that I can get, so be ready for that. Are you freaking kidding me? Why do I have to be the one to pay a settlement to you in this divorce?
You're asking me why? Well, not only have you been ignoring me for the past 2 years now, but you went ahead and locked me out of my own house, attempting to kick me out. Having all the stress of not being able to get into my own house on top of the stress of you having gone and cheated on me, those two things allowed me to talk with my lawyer into getting a very large settlement out of you. Now, you repent for all your actions towards you, you jerk.
Huh? You're the one who cheated on me first, Jess! Who the hell do you think you are for trying to avoid any punishment?
What? Did you just say that I cheated on you? First?
That's right. I know that you went out and had relations with another man while married to me. That's why I have a right to a settlement from you. I have more of a right to that than you do.
Why would you even think something like that happened, Bart?
Don't even try playing dumb after all the things I found out about you. I saw you with my own eyes going into a hotel with another man. When I had first seen that happen, my heart was shattered. I had to watch as my wife went into a hotel with a man she couldn't take her eyes off of. And I saw that happen the day before we had our wedding. What the hell do you think that did to my heart and mind? You have no freaking idea! I finally thought that I was going to have a better life again, getting married to a new woman, only to have her stab me in the back right before our big day! Do you have any idea what kind of damage you've caused to me because of your selfish actions? I made sure you wouldn't be able to lie your way out of this and took some pictures. It's because you went and stabbed me in the back that day that I went and started to cheat on you. This is all your fault, woman! I have done nothing wrong!
Listen here, bud. That man you saw me walking with was my older brother.
What?
He came all the way out for our wedding that day, and so I was showing him to the hotel I had gotten for him. My brother has traveled around a lot for work, and so him coming to stay at another hotel was nothing new to him. But I wanted to make things more comfortable for him, so I went and got him the best room in that hotel that I could find.
Wait a minute. What? You're talking about my brother-in-law? I'm not going to listen to some crappy lie like that now!
Go ahead and call what I'm saying a lie. But if you take that picture you took of us and compare it to another picture of my brother that was taken recently, you'll be able to see they're the exact same guy.
You weren't lying. That really is your brother you were with.
That's what I'd been saying to you. I even told you about it on the day before our wedding. I said to you that my older brother was coming to town for the wedding and that I'd be out for a bit to go and show him to the hotel. I came right back home after that, didn't I? I was only out of the house for around an hour. You really think I could have done something with another man in that short amount of time? I kind of felt that you weren't listening to me back then, but Bart, how did you come to the conclusion that I was going out to cheat on you with another man for that short of time right before our wedding? Well, luckily for me, I was able to catch you walking in and out of a hotel with another girl, and I have the picture to prove that.
What? How were you able to take all of those pictures of the two of us? Did you hide out in a bush somewhere all day long waiting for us?
Well, of course. I had to do all of that so I'd have perfect concrete evidence that would allow me to get a divorce from you. And it wasn't that difficult at all then to get the evidence I needed. All I had to do was make it so simple. I'd never question you when you'd come home late from work some days. And on those days off that you'd have, I never complained about you saying you were going out, but never telling me where to. All of that led you into believing that I wasn't aware of what you were doing, and it really helped me out in the end.
Are you kidding me? What you've done is against my privacy!
Oh, shut the hell up already. You've been going out with that woman and ignoring me for 2 years now, so you have no right to speak about privacy anymore. The reason things have lasted this long with you coming home all the time and completely ignoring me is because I needed that evidence and I needed time to talk with my lawyer. And now that you've gone and kicked me out of my own house, I was able to get my lawyer to fully believe that we'd win any case we started in court against you. Hence the reason I'm able to get so much money from you in this settlement.
It's your fault for thinking that whole time I'd been cheating on you and perhaps not been doing something else! You think you can keep making yourself out to be better than me?
I have every right to make myself out to be better than you, because I am after having to deal with such a monster living with me. And I'd stop saying things like that in general now, because you never had any right to talk to me like you owned my place. I'm sure you are pissed off that I went and fooled you into thinking I never suspected you to be cheating, but you really have been cheating on me, and for 2 whole years. You knew someday this would all come to bite you in the ass, I'm sure of that. So you'd better be ready for what all comes now. You and I both know that from here on out, you're going to be getting a really good taste of hell, so I hope you're looking forward to that.
I'm tired of all your BS! You really think I'm going to just let myself lose to you? You are the only one to blame for all of this, and I know I've done nothing wrong here!
Anna, this is the last thing I'm going to be saying to you as though I'm your mother. Your dad and I are getting a divorce. But I still really care about you a lot, and I want you to be aware of that. That's why I have to tell you. Things with your dad are going to become very tough soon, so if you ever need anything, please don't be afraid to ask. I'm sure right now you don't really want anything to do with me. But things aren't going to be easy for you, and I think at some point you will need me. Huh? What's all this bullcrap you're going on about now? The fact that you still keep acting like my mom is gross. Anna. Listen here. Both my dad and I will be just fine without some cheating old hag laying around reminding us that there are still degenerates in our world. Actually, by not having you around anymore, there will be a massive weight lifted off our shoulders. Now, don't you ever talk to me again, and I mean it this time. The next time you say anything or come around me, I'm calling the police and telling them you're trying to hurt me. I see. All right, then. You really don't want my help with anything after all, then? Of course I don't. I'd rather be placed into a foster home than having to get help from some cheating old whore like you. Well, if you have a plan for when that happens, then I won't bother stopping you. I'm sure the time will be coming for you to be placed in a foster home. What? Once your dad and I are divorced, you might not even be able to continue going to school. Huh? Wait, hold on a second. What do you mean I won't be able to keep going to school? I've already been accepted into a private high school where I'll be able to pass all my classes and go to Harvard. Yeah, I'm aware of that. But to continue going to that private school, you'll have to pay your tuition. And with your dad's income, I'm not sure that's going to be possible. I really hate the fact that I have to have this kind of conversation with a kid, but I'm not going to hold back the truth from you anymore. So here's a really big fact for you. What kind of big fact? All you lying whores have to say to people are lies. Who is going to believe what you have to tell me? You are more than welcome to believe what I say to you or not. But Anna, when it comes to who the breadwinner of the family was, it was me. What? With what little money your dad is bringing in, being able to support the both of you is going to be cutting things very close. You might be able to have a place to sleep and food to eat, but there will be no money left to do things you enjoy. Can you really call that a life at that point? Why? Before my dad even got married to you, we were doing just fine with the money he's making. He was only able to do that by using up every cent he had in his savings account. The reason these past 2 years have been easy for you both to relax and enjoy life is because of the money I've been bringing in. Yet your dad still went ahead and forced the house and all its bills onto me, and then began to completely ignore anything I had to say to him. All because he had another woman he wanted to be with, which meant he was always out cheating on me. Dad's been cheating on you? Stop lying to me! My dad would never do something as awful as that. He has no reason to. This is a very tough pill to swallow, I'm sure, but it's the truth, and I have pictures that prove it. Allow me to show you a few of them. No way. These are all lies. How could my dad ever cheat on someone? I was told the whole time that it's been you who's cheated on him. He even showed me the pictures of you cheating as proof. And the man who was with me in those photos was my older brother. You really think I wanted to talk with you about any of this, though? I knew there was something wrong with your dad before we got married and had our wedding, but by that point I was more attached to you. That's why, as your dad moved further and further away from me, I didn't leave you both and instead chose to stay and care for you. But the moment after having that wedding, your dad never gave me the chance to speak to him, and any moment I could, he didn't listen. And the same thing goes for you, Anna. I was just... The reason I never listened to you or anything is because I wanted to protect my dad from you, because I thought you were cheating on him. What? My previous mom cheated on my dad, and that's what ruined his confidence and everything. That's why I thought this time, with you coming into our lives, I had to step in and make sure you didn't hurt him like my last mom. What's wrong with me ignoring someone like you when I'm trying to keep my dad from getting hurt? Stop trying to act like my mom. I know that without you, my dad will still be able to support and protect me, like I'll continue doing for him. My dad is my dad, so I know that no matter what happens, he will always be by my side. Anna, I'm really sorry to break this to you, but that's not going to happen. What? With what little your dad is making, he will not be able to keep you in that private school, and he will not be able to afford you going to college. You won't even have a chance to finish your first year of high school, and then you'll be forced to go to a public school where you most likely won't want to carry on. You are bound to become a high school dropout now. No freaking way! And even if I do become one, that's fine. I can just go work and make money to help my dad. That's true, there will be places for you to find work. But, Anna, that's if you have the ability to even work at that point. What does that mean? You've already seen it, right? Your dad has no skills in taking care of the house and cooking. He can't clean, he can't do the laundry, he can't take out the trash. The list of things he can't do at home goes on, and all those things would fall on your shoulders. And if you don't start to take care of the house, then the place will turn into a pigsty. Will you really be able to do all of that and go to work? You'll have to mop the floors, vacuum the carpets, cook breakfast and dinner. I don't think you have what it takes yet to do all of those things, especially when you're thinking that you can go to work as well. My dad would never make me do all those things. No, he most definitely will make you do all of that. I speak from experience here. He made me do all of that while working full-time, and never even gave me a chance to express my feelings about it. And that's been going on for 2 years. If anything, considering you're his daughter and his blood, he'll force you even harder to take care of everything, saying that you owe it to him for raising you. Something like that is never going to happen with him. Anna, you are far too young to support yourself on your own yet, and much too naive. I know that you think you'll be able to handle your dad and yourself, but this is it from me. After this, you will never ever be able to run to me for help again. I tried to let you know you could rely on me if you needed help, but you've gone and told me no and said you never wanted to see me again. That's why now there's nothing left you can do. I'm really not sure what all your dad's told you about himself and I, but you do not understand that a lot of those things either aren't true or are his own delusions. But you've already gone and acted and told me how you really feel. Which means there is no other path for you now but to go and take responsibility for your actions. No way! Listen to me! Back then, I had no idea about what was going on. What the hell should I have done back then? What mistakes have I made now that are leading to this? No. I've never done chores before in my life, and I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. Hey, do something about this, Mom! That is the first time I have ever heard you call me Mom. Well, it's too late now.
Cut all that BS you keep trying to feed me right now, and take back that settlement you've asked for, Jess! Just sell the house and get whatever you can for that as the settlement! I'm sure you want to see me rot in hell or something, but that's never going to happen, you loser!
If you can pay me back, though, then you better make it quick. Trying to act all tough by saying for me to revoke that settlement will only lead to my lawyer coming back to your place and asking for more.
Shut the hell up already! I'm only doing this because there have been rumors going around about how you'll take my money and run with it if I pay you! Jeez, what kind of a freak are you, Jess? I did everything I could to treat you well, and this is how I'm repaid?
I'm not sure how you think you've been treating me so well, considering you were treating another woman besides your wife even better. Seems to me that you've completely lost your mind now, Bart. Well, there's no house to be sold anymore, right?
Huh? What are you talking about? Have you been letting that thick head of yours bounce off all the walls you pass by? Because now, you've completely started to not make any sense!
The only one not making sense here is you. I just finished off paying the rest of the loan on that house.
What?
The only way one can sell a house is if they've gone and finished paying off their loan on it. Well, luckily most of that loan was paid off, so I didn't have to give away that much more to make the property completely mine. Pretty soon here, I'm going to be taking legal action, so you'd better hurry it up and get out of there.
What the hell do you think you're doing? Asshole! Did you just take my house away from me and do whatever you wanted with it?
I would really like this dumbass to take a look at the real picture and understand that nothing he is saying makes sense. That house has always been under my name, and the loan on said house was taken out by and paid off by me.
Stop lying! I was giving you some of my income in order to pay off that loan, right?
The money you were making you kept to yourself for your own pleasures. Things like the house's loan, the insurance on the house, the gas, the water, the electricity were all paid for by me. It's not like the money you're making would have impacted the house much anyway. Considering it's always been you asking me to do everything like signing all the contracts and such. So I really have no idea how you are still able to call that house yours.
There has to be some kind of a misunderstanding here! You cannot take this house away from me! No freaking way you can! If I can't have this house to sell myself and pay off your settlement with it, then how am I supposed to pay you?
I'm not sure, Bart. You'll just have to figure that one out yourself.
Why do I have to be pressured into doing all of this crap for you? Stop trying to get any money out of me already! What kind of things do you even have against me anyway?
Everything, Bart! I hold everything against you because you've caused all of this to happen. And now the only thing I want from you is to go and rot in hell. I told you this was going to happen, right? You went and stole my house from me, even going as far as to change the pass keys and everything. So I'm going to do the same thing to you and much, much more. I want you to become homeless and live the rest of your life living in suffering.
Damn it! How could things turn out this way? You are a real bitch for both stealing my house and my money from me!
Being called a bitch by a real pile of crap like yourself doesn't faze me one bit. Also, do you think it's only going to be my house and your money that you'll lose from all of this?
What?
You'll have to pay that settlement off with whatever you have, any way possible. And in order to make sure you do just that, I've sent your secret woman, your workplace, and your family details on what's all gone down here and the money you owe me.
Ah! What? Sending all of them the details about this is not good for me!
I know that. And that's exactly what I'm wanting out of all this. For it all not to be good for you. This might even lead to you being punished by your company, or even worse, losing your job there. You're going to end up losing all of your friends and family now, but luckily you'll still have Anna around, so you'll make something work.
I'm losing my house, my money, my job! How the hell am I supposed to carry on with my life after this? Hey, Jess! Don't you freaking ignore me! Listen to me right now, you rotten whore! I'm still talking!
Are you getting this message at all? I'm shocked, Anna. I never thought the day would come where I'd ever hear anything from you again. Perhaps someone else has your number now, and this isn't even you I'm talking to? What? Wait. You actually got my message? Are you trying to tell me you sent that message with the hopes that I wouldn't be getting it? No, it's just... I was thinking after the divorce you had gone and blocked me and such, so I didn't think I'd get a reply. But the fact that I did from you, I'm surprised. So you've come to learn just how disheartening it is to be ignored by someone else, right? Well, luckily I'm not going to ignore you any further, considering I'm not the monster that you and your dad are. So, what exactly do you want from me now? I'm so sorry. What? Ever since then, a lot of things have been happening. I've come to realize that I'd done and said a lot of really stupid and hurtful things to you. I took everything that Dad was saying about you and everything else literally and acted out based on them, causing you to go through so much. I'm sorry for all of that. I'm sure you're not going to forgive me or anything, but I just wanted to take a moment to apologize to you for what happened. I don't need any sort of self-centered apology like that from you. I'm sure you don't. Sorry for that. You seem pretty tame now, Anna. What ended up happening to the annoying and bratty girl I had to deal with before? Are you still with your dad right now? About Dad. He and I haven't been seeing one another recently. Dad went and borrowed money from some really crazy men, and after doing that, he left me. Right now I'm staying at Grandma's place. I see. So you actually found a way to not end up in a foster home. This place is better than any foster home, but I don't really get any freedom here. And in order not to piss Grandma off any more than she already is, I make sure to stay in my room most of the day. I wasn't able to pay for that private school either, so I had to drop out, and I'm currently working. But I'm told that because I'm not very old and haven't even graduated from high school, I'll be paid minimum wage for a while. Making money without an education or experience is not an easy task. That's what I've come to learn. At first I was thinking that by working, I'd be able to save up whatever I needed for school and college. But every day I have to give part of my paycheck to Grandma so that she'll allow me to keep living with her in this house. And the remainder of my check isn't very much. I can't even go out to play anymore with anyone. I can't save up for anything I want. I have to watch all my friends have fun in high school and go on fun trips together. It's so lonely now, so depressing even. I hate this so much. I'm sure all of that is hurting you deep down inside very much. But you have to remember that all of this is the result of the way you chose to act towards me and spoil your terrible dad. So don't expect anything from me now, especially after everything you said. I know that. With the way things have ended up with me now, there's really no point in me living anymore, right? However, if you are really serious now about life and want to make that change to put yourself back on track, I can introduce you to a place that you can work and make some decent money. Really? I have someone that's looking to take people on right now in their company. If I were to put in a good word for you, I think they'd be willing to hire you on full-time. Why? Why are you willing to do something like that for me now? My whole plan was to set you straight, or at least help do so, once you had come around to learning your lesson, and realizing that hell is not a fun place to be. And children aren't lucky enough to pick who becomes their parents. But at one point, you did choose to make me your mother. I still think about that to this day. I'm sure you might think of me as a very cold person for whatever your dad has led you to believe, but in reality, I have a soft spot for kids, and that means you as well. So, me getting you this job is about the best thing I can do for you right now. It's not going to be an easy one from what my friend has told me, but it should be able to give you enough money over time to go to school, and hopefully even more out of your grandma's place. Just don't expect to be catered to there, as this line of work is in lumbering, and most of the men working out there do not like slackers. But once you have that job, it's up to you to make your own life, and that all depends on if you're serious about putting in the hours and work. So I'd recommend that you work your butt off and show me the kind of person you'd like to become. That's all I can say to you now, since I'm nothing more than a complete stranger. Mom, thank you so much. I'll do my best with this. I know that this is just over text and nothing really that meaningful, but the fact that I was able to talk with you again has made me very happy. I wish I would have learned from my mistakes a whole lot sooner. This is kind of the first time that I've ever really talked with you seriously. At least that's how it feels. I'm sure it is, at least since I became your legal mother a few years ago. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that I never treated you like my mom. I'm sorry. I never bothered to care about you back then. All I did was ignore you and say such terrible things about you. I'm sorry. I'm sure you don't care for these apologies, but I have to say them to you. I have really learned my lessons. I have. And I'll do my best to make you see that. I can already tell that you've learned your lesson here. And I can tell that those last few apologies were sincere and not some self-centered babble. Thank you very much for giving us this chance to talk to one another. Bart went and started to have some serious financial problems after the divorce, and after vanishing with whatever money he could borrow, he was arrested. It turns out he was doing some pretty serious crimes in order to make up that borrowed money to the loan sharks, and in doing so found his way into a sting arranged by the police force. He had been charged in the end with 3 cases of automobile theft, 2 cases of home invasion, 2 cases of assault, and 1 case of attempted murder. Who's to say what that man was really doing in order to try and get whatever money he could, but thank goodness he's going to be off the streets for some time now, considering the real menace he turned out to be. I'm sure time in prison is going to either teach him the wrongs of his ways, or he'll end up finishing his life in there and burning in hell like I'd always wanted. And if he does ever get out of there, I'm sure those loan sharks will be waiting for him, as they have most definitely not forgotten about all the money that he owes them. One way or another, this has really been the end of Bart's life on this earth. When things come to Anna, she's been working very hard at her new job and has even saved enough to start going to a trade school. She is still living with her grandma right now, but due to the amount of growth Anna's gone through, her grandma gives her a bit more freedom and no longer asks that she pay rent. Although she will start asking for rent if Anna begins to slack off even a little bit, whether that be in the workplace or at school. But the number one thing out of all this that has left me feeling completely different from what I'd imagined is that her and I have still been talking to one another, even though it's just once per month at this time. Although I'm sure that in time, her and I will grow closer to one another again, and maybe once she's graduated from school and living on her own, I'll take her out somewhere to celebrate. Thanks to Bart for abandoning her, she was finally able to learn the outcomes of his and her mistakes. But she was also able to become like a daughter to me again. So, what we can all learn from this story is that the only thing that ever kept a family from properly forming after our marriage was Bart himself. I'm pleased to have Anna back in my life, contrary to what many may have expected. And this time, it's much more enjoyable to me having her pay attention to me and not ignoring me.